I've always been a fan of characters that stand on business. Characters like Iron Man, Captain America, The Punisher, Red Hood. Characters who aren't afraid to put someone in the dirt if they need to. They're gonna go out there and they're gonna handle shit. And John Walker is one of these characters. He's like the Cam Scatterbo of the MCU. He's just about that action at all times, and yet he's constantly disrespected by the writers, other characters, and even some fans. Apparently, some low-life dweebs were even sending threats to the actor playing John Walker, Wyatt Russell. That's just pathetic. But today, I wanted to talk about John Walker and go over some scenes that were poorly written and also some other stuff. We first see John Walker in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, and since Sam gave up the shield, remember that, he gave up the shield willingly, the role of Captain America fell onto the GOAT, John Walker. And in his interview, we learned that he received 3 Medals of Honor. Damn! 3 fucking Medals of Honor. Which is basically impossible. This dude is the man. And the government did a study of his body at MIT, and he tested off the charts in every measurable category, including speed, endurance, and intelligence.
And you tested off the charts in every measurable category.
He's basically the closest thing to a super soldier that a regular human could possibly be. Because remember, this is pre-serum, so this is nuts. And he's humble about it. He says he's not anything special, he's just a man with guts and a man who wants to do good. And he wants to do right by Captain America. You literally could not ask for a better Captain America. But Bucky and Sam spend the rest of the show being stupidly salty at John for simply accepting the role of being Captain America by the government after Sam willingly gave up the shield. I can't make this shit up. Then later on, Bucky and Sam are getting stomped out by a super soldier terrorist group known as the Flag Smashers. John and his partner, who's basically his brother, Lamar, roll up to help. And just look at this. Boom! Sit down, you dweeb. John, the normal human being, holding it down against a bunch of juiced up super soldiers. The ginger chick teep kicks Lamar off the truck, but John throws the shield under him to save his life, then hops up on the truck and tries to solo a bunch of super soldiers. It doesn't go well, but that's what I'm talking about, baby. John Walker is just on go mode at all times, doesn't matter who it is. After this happens, John tries telling Bucky and Sam that they should work together to bring down the Flag Smashers. Pretty solid idea. But Bucky and Sam are still moping around like a couple of dorks because they're mad that John is the new Captain America.
Alright, well then we gotta work together.
That's not happening. You ever jump on top of a grenade?
Yeah.
What the f does that have to do with anything? He has 3 goddamn Medals of Honor, and he's a regular human being. He's earned the right to be Captain America. This is pretty much most of the show, by the way. John trying to do the right thing and Bucky and Sam disagreeing and disrespecting him because they're salty. I'm not kidding. We learned that the Flag Smashers' goal is to get things back to the way they were during the blip. How do they do that? By injuring and killing innocent civilians, and they're led by this insufferable, annoying ginger chick Carly who tries to justify the killing and harming of innocent civilians by saying it's for a better cause. She literally blows up a van right next to a building, and 11 innocent people were injured and 2 were killed, one being a father of 2. And she wants to talk about, it's the only language these people understand.
This is the only language these people understand.
Fuck you. And the best thing is, this show tries to make you care about her and see John as the bad guy. It's wild. Later on, Bucky and Sam break Zemo out of prison because he can help find the guy who made the new super soldier serum. And again, he's a bad guy, but I found myself liking him more than Sam and Bucky, and especially Carly, because brother was getting shit done. When they found the dude who was making the serum, smoked his ass. When he finds Carly, he shoots her and tries to smoke her ass. It's great. In episode 4, John finds Bucky and Sam, and after they learn of Carly's location, John rightfully wants to bring her in, but Sam says no, he wants to reason with her.
I think we're way past reasoning with her, unless you forgot the fact that she blew up a building with people still in it.
Thank you, John, the only one using your head here. Why the f do we need to reason with her? You can reason with her when she's sitting behind bars. But John is a solid dude. He gives Sam 10 minutes, which he shouldn't have even done that. But after that 10 minutes, he goes in to arrest her, and she assaults him and runs away. Later on, Walker breaks in and tells Sam to turn over Zemo. And as he's doing this, the Dora Milaje throw a spear at his head. They came here for Zemo. And John, being the solid dude he is, tries to de-escalate the situation and tells them that they don't have jurisdiction here.
The Dora Milaje have jurisdiction wherever the Dora Milaje find themselves to be.
That's right, I forgot the Dora Milaje can just roll up to anywhere, whenever they want, and do whatever they want. Because, well, just because. John's like, alright, just chill, and this chick smacks him around and kicks him into next week, and then goes for a kill shot, but luckily he blocks it. At this moment, he has every right to take out his pistol and Swiss cheese the fuck out of all of them. He has literally done nothing wrong, except for trying to do his job. But he decides to just throw hands, and the highly trained, literal peak human with a vibranium shield is getting whooped by a also highly trained, but lightweight chick with a spear. and Lamar, who is also highly trained, can't do anything.
Bullshit.
The Dora Milaje are not enhanced. There is no reason that walkers should not be sleeping each and every one of them with one juicer to the lips. I understand that the Dora Milaje are highly trained. I don't care. The best female UFC fighter gets wrecked by an unranked male UFC fighter. That's just the truth. Even Jorge Masvidal says this. They even start clapping up Bucky and Sam, which is just ridiculous. The only reason they do this is, for one, to show off how badass these chicks are, but also to make John think that he's a scrub, so he takes the serum that he found earlier.
They weren't even super soldier.
Now, this would have been fine if it was at least competitive, but when 3 chicks absolutely destroy 4 highly trained soldiers, one being a super soldier, it's kind of ridiculous. Also, I'm willing to bet that Walker is at least a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt with wrestling experience, so the fact that he can't take them down and lock up any sort of submission is wild, because I can pretty much guarantee the Dora Milaje do not train Jiu-Jitsu. I'm just saying. Anyways, the next time Walker comes to fight, he's juiced up on that serum. This is a kill shot. If Walker doesn't move, he's toast. And the Flag Smashers talked about it earlier, their goal is to kill Walker now. So he can and should be Swiss cheesing every one of these terrorists. He sends this guy flying through the air and finds Sam. They head downstairs and they start scrapping with a bunch of Flag Smashers. Walker starts beating the shit out of everyone, but eventually one of them holds him in place. He could probably just super jump out of this, but whatever. Carly then goes for the kill shot, but Lamar comes in and saves him. She then punches him into a stone pillar and he dies. So rightfully so, John chases after the dude who held him down and packs him up with the shield.
Good riddance.
Oh no, he killed a super terrorist who has aided in killing and injuring multiple innocent people, including John's best friend Lamar, and he got packed up.
Gonna cry?
I see nothing wrong here. But they make this a big deal and act like no hero ever killed anyone, and now the shield is stained with blood. And there are actually fans who don't like John because he killed someone, because Steve Rogers would have never done that. I guess we're just gonna act like Steve wasn't putting people in the dirt for good. He was using the shield while mowing down a bunch of people. You think everyone in this tank is just getting knocked out from this? You think this guy survived this fall? You think this guy survived this shit? His chest is now caved in, and if he did survive, then he drowned. You think this guy didn't die of blunt force trauma? Where the f did people get this idea that Cap never killed? You're a bozo. What about when Iron Man rolled up and smoked a bunch of terrorists? Or in Iron Man 3 when he blew a hole through that dude and packed him up? Sam Wilson, in the first episode of this show, was murking people. But yeah, Walker's a disgusting, unforgivable monster. I can't believe he killed a completely innocent, murdering terrorist. They even run with this narrative in Thunderbolts.
Before you publicly murdered an innocent man on the street.
Are you serious? Murdered an innocent man.
It's wild. I'd argue that Sam and Bucky killed more people by not stopping the Flag Smashers when they had the chance, but that's just my opinion. But this gets better. While Walker is grieving the loss of his best friend and reflecting on what he just did, Bucky and Sam pull up and tell him to give up the shield, and they instigate a fight. And Walker starts beating their asses. My only complaint here is that he should be one-tapping Sam. I don't know how Sam, the regular human, is taking any of these shots, but after getting destroyed, they finally stop him and take the shield, because, you know, that's the whole reason that they don't like him anyways. Because Sam willingly gave up the shield, and it was given to a decorated, highly trained elite soldier, and they were butthurt about it.
Just because you carry that shield, it doesn't mean you're Captain America.
Gonna cry?
John even goes out of his way to apologize to Lamar's parents for not being able to protect him, and I feel like this justifies him packing up that Flag Smasher dude even more. Unfortunately, he never got Carly, but I did cheer a little when Sharon Carter Swiss cheesed her at the end, and they tried to make it all sentimental, more so than the loss of Lamar, which was wild. But in the last episode, Walker comes back to take out Carly himself, and he's down to scrap solo dolo against like 5 super soldiers, and he's actually beating their asses. This is why John Walker is the GOAT. But then he starts hunting down Carly, trying to end her because he's the only smart one here. But the scrawny chick, with nowhere near as much training as Walker, somehow gets the best of him. Walker was literally the definition of a peak human being and highly trained before the serum. And this was a scrawny, probably untrained or very little trained younger girl who then got the serum. How was this even a competition? How was this fight even remotely close? But after getting knocked down, he gets up and he could go after her, but instead he tries saving the hostages in this armored truck by himself while fighting off a bunch of super soldiers.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And then in Thunderbolts, he wasn't too bad. They made him kind of an asshole for no reason, which doesn't really line up with who he was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He was also at times just a dumbass, which is weird because before the serum, he tested off the charts in intelligence, but it wasn't over the top, I guess. He did somehow get taken down by Elena, who's highly trained but not a super soldier, but I'll let it slide because other than that, he beats her ass. He also spanks Taskmaster with ease and destroys a whole army of armed soldiers off screen by himself. So he was pretty solid. The only real loss he has is when he got spanked by Bob, but literally nothing anybody could do there. He also saved a lady from a big ass wall from falling on her, so he was definitely written better in this, but it's blatantly obvious the writers trashed him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier to elevate the other characters around him like Carly, Bucky and Sam, and the Dora Milaje. I know it sounds like a meat writing, but when the show says he's a highly trained, literal peak human, and then have him look like a scrub and lose before and after taking the serum, it's like, alright buddy, come on. But let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Also let me know what videos you guys want to see next, but that's all I've got for you guys today, so I'll see you in the next one.